Welcome everyone. Today we have another Genshin pack news digest. In this video, we're looking into the new event as regards to what is locked behind each of the chapters and how do those chapters work, and what exactly do we get from the event shop as to the quantities of those items and also how those items works. So over here we have the official event details and we can see exactly the quantities of those items. We can also have a look at the Primogems that is available for each of the chapters. Notice over here, so this event is really good because it actually doesn't cost any RESIN. So this event is actually incredible. Not only do we get a lot of Primogems from each of the acts, we also get a lot of resource, and on top of everything guys, I've summarized everything. This event is completely RESIN free. That means everything doesn't cost any RESIN. Unlike the previous co-op, you have to spend RESIN for the event, this one doesn't cost any RESIN. And this also have co-op functions as well. So this is actually incredible. We'll go through all of those together. Now after looking at those generous rewards from the latest event, we can also have a look at some of the fan posts about the coding in the game. Someone actually deciphered those codings from the broken down ruin guards and they actually sent a message, so we can have a look at those. We'll also have a look at the amazing Animate about the strongest maid, which is Noelle. And finally, we saved the best to last. This is one of the most amazing cosplays I've seen with Ningguang. All the tattoos, all the themes. So there's 8 pictures in total to go through. There's 8 of them. We'll go through those together. We'll look at how amazing it is. We'll look at all the details with those cosplays and even the backgrounds. You see the Jade Chamber, a lot of flowers, a lot of themes. Very, very lovely. And it's so amazing. And let's go through those together. Now I'm sure everyone is very curious on what is locked behind each of the chapters. Over here, I have managed to find the official notice of what is behind the chapters. What we're going to do is, we're going to first have a look at the reward behind each of the event shop and also the available Primogems. After that, we're looking into behind each of the chapters in more details. So we're going to see what we're going to fight, how we're going to do those missions, and how that is not going to cost any RESIN, and how we can play the co-op together with new mechanics, new boss fights, and a lot of rewards. Now the latest Clark Prince and also Black Dragon event starts on the version 1.2 update. The second act will commence on the 25th of December, the third act will commence on the 28th of December, and finally the fourth act is on the 31st of December. Notice how they pick Christmas, also the final days of the new year. Very interesting, right? So those are the dates of the exact event. Now as we scroll down with this official post, what we're going to see is, we're going to see some screenshots of the rewards from each of the shop. It's very important because those shops actually does not cost any RESIN. So we don't even have to calculate the RESIN efficiency. We can loot everything that is available guys. It's all for grabs, nothing cost, no cost. You just have to spend some time doing those challenges and you'll be getting all of those. Notice how those are very quick. So what I did was, I took about 5 or 10 minutes just trying to look at them. I recorded what was showing. Notice that this doesn't show the entire shop, so there's a lot more to be found. So just from what is showing over here, so if you have a look at those, just from what is showing over here, what we're going to see is, we're going to see the Festering Dragon Moral, which is a purple crystal as we can see over here. For this particular purple crystal, most of us believe this is used to ascend the weapon, the Festering Desire, to unlock its ascension with more power. So we're getting 3 in total for the event shop. We're also looking at 6 blue weapon ascension materials of each type. 20 purple experience books, 20 blue experience books, 120 weapon enhancement ores, about 300,000 mora, 1 golden crown for the talent after level 10 or for level 10, and also 9 skill talent books of each type. There is likely going to be maybe 3 of the purple books, but we can't see under the page. So there's a lot more rewards under the page, but just from seeing what is available on the page is actually pretty generous. And that is not all guys. I went around and previously we had a look at a post by Nip over here on Reddit. So what's happening is, and similar over here, so if you go into the chapter, you're going to see within the chapter there is a lot of more Primogems, a lot of more Mora to be found. Notice with Act 1, we have the least amount of quests. The next 3 acts is actually locked right now, but once they unlock, they also have special quests for us to complete. Now once we complete those, what you're going to see is there's actually a lot more rewards. Notice the Primogems and notice you can scroll down, so there's a lot more Primogems. Now if we have a quick look at those Primogems achievements for each of the chapters, it is very likely guys, we're getting over 600 Primogems for all of those acts. This is a small estimation, we're looking at 600 to 1000 Primogems from this event. So this is actually a wonderful event with over 600 Primogems. We're getting a lot more Moras as well. So the Mora we got 300,000 from the event shop. We can also get about 400,000 from the achievements or the challenges over here. And also notice that the Festering Fang can be refined up to level 5 from the event. So not only do we get the weapon to the maximum level over here, we can also get the weapon to the maximum ascension. So basically all the item that is given in the event can allow us to level this weapon to level 90. They don't give us enough experience ores, but I think the 120 experience ore is not bad. You don't have to level this weapon. If you don't need it, keep those resources, they can be used for the future. So knowing that everything is free and no resin cost, and also how wonderful those rewards are, let's have a look at each of the chapters in details. So over here you can see the chapters are locked, but we can see a preview of what each of the chapters do. So the chapter 1, we're going to be killing monsters, getting loot. This is quite trivial. For chapter 2, we'll be going to special locations marked on the map and with mechanics to challenge. So once we activate the particular challenge, what's going to happen is monster is going to appear with the Dragon Force buff. There is also going to be a Ruin Blizzard, which prevent us from getting the Sub-Zero cold damage. Monsters will try to attack the Blizzard and set it off for a while, but this will come back. The goal is to kill those monsters, and as we kill those monsters, we're going to obtain the Glimter Essence for completing those challenges. We can see over here the first shop is the Glimter Essence shop. And while we do this particular challenge, it doesn't cost any resin. After completing the first challenge, we'll also be unlocking the Festering Desire abilities. If you guys didn't know, there is actually a number of abilities with the Festering Desire. This will increase our damage in the Dragonspire region by 60%. Also critical chances, also reduce the Sphere Cold effect. So this is very powerful. We'll be unlocking one of those abilities. And this is going to make the sword even stronger. So for the second act, we'll be activating challenges, fighting monsters that is buffed, and also protecting the Ruin Blazer to avoid the Sharing Cold effect. Now coming to the third chapter of the event, this is on December 28th. For this particular event, what's going to happen is, similar to before, we're going to activate the special mechanics on the map. After activating these mechanics, a warming sea light is going to appear, and we're going to follow this warming sea light. So notice over here, we're going to follow the warming sea light. Monsters will appear as we follow the sea light, and those monsters will have a special buff. Now while following the warming sea light, it's going to drop the Scarlet Cores from time to time. We want to obtain those and deal additional damage to the monsters. It is a special theme with this event. The Scarlet Cores is essential in the event for a lot of mechanics. So this time we'll be dealing more damage to the monsters when we have this on us. So after defeating all the monsters and escorting the warming sea light to the destination, we'll be obtaining the warming essence, which is for the second shop. And this will also unlock one of the Festering Desire, the sword abilities. So similar to the second act, this one is also pretty straightforward. Just follow the sea light, pick out the Scarlet Cores and kill everything that is on our way and loot out the resource. The fourth chapter of this particular event will unlock on December 31st. This one is a co-op one. You can play on the single player or the co-op. We'll be fighting a special boss, which is the Research Cryo Reservoir. This one is specially buffed. So what's going to happen is, we'll be trying to defeat this boss and we'll be looting a lot of those materials for the third shop. The first thing we want to do is, we want to have the Skeleton Cores buff. After getting the buff, we want to damage the crystals to break its shield. Once we break all the shield, we can fight the boss. But once you break the shield, the boss is going to cast a storm, and this storm will have the Sharing effect, the Sub-Zero cold weather effect, so we're going to take additional damage if we don't find a warming blazer. And similar to most of the flower bosses, it's got a core on its root. Once you destroy its root, it will become vulnerable, and this is when we want to do the most damage to it. And remember earlier guys, if you have the Scarlet Cores, you'll deal additional damage to the monster, so this really allows us to do more damage. Now during the fight, the boss is going to cast a massive storm. What we want to do is, we want to activate one of those blazes, and this will protect us from the storm. And this is going to be very fun because this allows us to play co-op. So we can play this particular event in co-op, so a number of us can be collecting things, a number of us can be protecting everyone, healing everyone, and doing damage. And you know, it's your choice to play co-op or single player. And also guys, this, unlike the other co-op event, does not cost any resin. So you can spam this all day and get all the loot from the shop. This is actually wonderful, and I love to see boss monsters mechanics like those. This looks very interesting. Let me know what you think about those events guys. Super excited, really lovely to see a preview of the event. Now if you haven't subscribed, this is a really good time to do so. Make sure you also turn the bell on for the latest news as I find more of them for us. You can see that we're really dedicated for Genshin Impact. We'll have builds, guides, tips, news and events updates for everything that's Genshin Impact related. Now coming over to this post by M5A3M, he asks about can someone solve those mysteries? as we come across those monsters of the broken ruin guard, there is a coding. Notice here there's like a random numbers, and people try to decipher those. Here is a theory. I actually found the next post. So this post is by Sigil78. So this is about the ruin guard decipher solved. So this was originally posted by NGA, the Chinese forum, and basically deciphering this code gave us the message: for the nation we can't forgo this skyborn power, but we failed. So those ruin guards are broken, and there's a lore behind it. This is actually pretty amazing. It actually gave me the shivers when I look at it. So I was like, oh, so exciting. And yes, basically from the post, we're talking about how those numbers works, and people with the amazing decipher skills and talents were able to calculate using base numbers. I have no idea how they did it, but they managed to do it. A lot of credits to everyone using Python, using coding, and this is pretty amazing. So what those golems are trying to say together is, for the nation we can't forget this skyborn power, but we failed. So something about the ruins, how they failed and what happened, a bit of lore, very interesting and very lovely. Loving the environment, loving the music with patch 1.2. Now usually we save the best to last. And over here we have some amazing cosplays by ByRoxanneKho over here, and you can see her posting as Ningguang. There's 8 pictures to go through. Those are amazing. I'll go through those with you guys as well. Look at that. And there's also some Chinese writing behind her. And over here, this one over here, some really amazing ones. She really captured the style of Ningguang. Some beautiful artwork over here, and the cosmetics, everything looks amazing. Look at the angles, and this one even tattoo on her legs, guys. This is actually amazing. So very lovely artwork, and a lot of posts are saying this is so accurate, one of the best one I've seen for me as well. And people thought this was actually Ningguang art, fan art at a glance, and maybe Photoshop. This is really amazing. Really appreciating the community taking the next step, cosplaying, making artwork for Ningguang. This is really amazing. Look at that. And because it's so beautiful, let's go through all of those again. Look at the tattoo on her leg as well. Look at all the themes. This is with her E spell, and over here she's posting, and this is amazing. And even behind it, the cosmetics, the dragons behind it, the jade chamber, and even the theme fixture, and the lighting, the candles, the flowers. This is actually really amazing, right? Look at that. So amazing. And if you guys didn't know, our friend Roxy is also the cosplayer who cosplayed a lot of other cosplays. So I had a look at her Reddit. There's a lot more cosplays to be found. So definitely check it out. A big shout out and wonderful cosplays over here with Ningguang. Now, if you found this video helpful, make sure you subscribe and also turn the little bell on for the latest news. I'll be looking towards to make more builds, guides, tips, and news and event updates for us as we come further into the game. And as always, I wish you guys the best of luck with Genshin and have the most fun in exploring this wonderful world.